So this is our software interface here. This is the platform, Promax platform interface. As you'll notice, this is a web-based login. So you just log in through web browser using Google Chrome here. And I'll keep this fairly short. I'm going to start with storage groups, which is our RAID sets. So there's a couple really cool things we do with our storage groups that generally you need multiple products to do. One of the biggest things is because, like I said, we've got backup and archive integrated. We actually acquired an LTO backup and archive company, Cache, about 1.5 years ago, and we just built in all of their backup and archive software in the platform. So you can go to your entire RAID set. Let's say you have a 100 terabyte RAID set. You can go to that. Just go to Backup Storage Group. And as you can see, we've got HP LTO here. This is our LTO integration. So I can set up I'm going to do an incremental backup, and I can set this to be recurring. So this happens, let's set this up to happen every weeknight, from 12 a.m. until 4 a.m. And now once I set this up, that takes about 15 seconds. And now this is literally going to back up every new file that's ever created on this system until I tell it not to. So when you have multiple products, this simple thing that we just did in a few seconds can take hours. And then it's 2 different databases, all these issues. But this is the beauty of having this all built into one product. So now that I've got everything backing up to LTO forever and ever, LTO, of course, being a very low cost, very long-term efficient storage option. Now there's some other things we can do with our storage group. One of the things that we do, we have enabled or created snapshots. Snapshots is a really cool technology. This is like Apple Time Machine, but over a network. So what this does is it literally takes a snapshot of your storage at a specific point in time. So again, you can schedule this to be on an incremental basis. Every 120 minutes, every 2 hours, this can take a snapshot. And this lets you go back to your system at that point in time. So if you need to go back and recover a file from yesterday at 4 o'clock, maybe that file was accidentally deleted, or somebody didn't realize that we still needed that media, you can go back and recover those files. So some really cool features to kind of protect your overall storage. There's a lot of other stuff going on in these RAID sets that we can go through in a detailed demo. But there's just a basic overview. So that's what we do on the RAID set. As we get into platform spaces, this is really kind of the core area of the whole product. So this is where we'll see shared storage, asset management, and some of the archive options as well. So from a shared storage standpoint, it's really pretty fantastic shared storage. So as you can see, I've got some Avid volumes here. So if for some reason, if you guys ever do need to work in Avid, we can enable Avid collaboration, and that makes platform work and act exactly like an Avid ISIS or an Avid Nexus system. But I've put together some kind of demo material here. I think Spot On. Yeah, I made this fictitious company, Spot On News. So this will show some of the stuff. So one of the things, obviously, Premiere Pro, always a very common application used, always important. So I'll show you some of our Premiere stuff real quick. So I've got this sports volume. So I'm just going to right-click and search for just my Premiere projects. And I'm going to go back and show you some of our saved searches and everything. I'll show you that in a minute. Pretty cool stuff. But I'm going to lock this project because Premiere Pro does not automatically have project locking like Avid does. So we've built that into platform. So I'm going to lock that project, and I'm going to just go ahead and right-click and open that project. So what that's going to do is automatically mount that volume, and as we see, it just opened me up right up into that project. So now I'm working from directly within Adobe Premiere. And of course, we can do our editing off of the network just like normal, like you would expect. But what's really cool is if you'll notice, there's this Promax tab here. This is actually our Adobe Premiere panel. So this allows you to, I can put that same filter on here, find all my Spot On News stuff. I can mount, unmount drives. I can access footage from directly within the platform. But this allows a user that's working in Adobe to essentially, if they want to, completely skip this interface altogether. So you can just work from right within Adobe Premiere. No problem. Anything that an editor would need to do can be done in there. So I'm going to go ahead and pop back into the software here and show you a couple other things. So that's just some of the cool Adobe stuff that we're doing. So as we get into the asset management part of the product, this is actually some really cool stuff. Let me minimize this. So I'm going to go in and show you, we can actually create a lot of customized metadata. So we can have just an open field. We can actually have fixed values. So like I created a fixed value for different editors. It's very common. Fixed value for project status. A lot of our customers love this. You can set up this project's in edit, this project's all queued up for approval, etc. So you can create that custom metadata and go into these files, and I'm just going to search on all these files. And you can go into these folders and files and assign that metadata as you wish. Now where this gets really cool though is because nobody really likes to take the time, and half the time it just doesn't happen, to go in and manually enter that metadata. So we've actually created the ability to create metadata rules to automatically apply metadata. What do I mean by that? So we go into spot-on news entertainment. So I'm going to go into the properties of this project space, and I've got this metadata tab where I can actually I've assigned the video type as entertainment. So what this means is any file that's put onto this folder, and I can do that on the entire folder or on subfolders within that. Let's see if there's no subfolders on this right now, but on a subfolder within that. So as example, I've actually got this going on the sports one right now. As you can see, I've got subfolders for various leagues. So anything in that NHL subfolder is going to get tagged with League NHL. So if we go back to that entertainment volume, I'm going to unmount these volumes. I'm going to mount entertainment. And actually before I do that, I'll do a quick search. So let's do a search. I'm going to search for, video type equals, and then there's all of that metadata we created. Let's find entertainment. Now I'm going to search for this right now and not find anything because nothing's been tagged that way. But if I go into that spot on news entertainment volume, and I'm just going to grab a quick video file, drag and drop it there, because I've got that metadata rule set up. Now all I did was drag and drop that video, which people will actually do that. They'll put the right files in the right spot. But since I dragged and dropped that video, now when I do this search for video type equals entertainment, I'm now going to be able to find that video that I just put on there. So here's that new tech overview. There's that video, and as we can see, that was tagged with entertainment. So you can do this on the whole volume, you can do this on subfolders, but that automated tagging is so critical because it allows you to actually get the right information in all of your files. As you can see here, we've got some nice video preview, and I'm going to show you actually some cool things, especially with archive, where this gets really cool. So check this out. So let's say we're done with spot on news entertainment. This project's done, we're never going to touch this again, or at least it's doubtful. But our server's getting full, we need to open up some space. So now since we do have that LTO integration, all you need to do is right click on that, go to data management and archive. Now what this is going to do is, again, we're utilizing that LTO technology, and we've got some really cool options here. This is the coolest, generate proxies before starting to archive. So what this is going to do is take all of the data from that spot on news entertainment volume. It's going to create low-res proxy files of the videos, and then it's going to send all of that information to LTO. Now once that information's on LTO, it's going to remove those files from the system, from your platform, but it's going to still allow you to search for those files and play back the proxy videos that were generated. So check this out. This is where it gets so cool. So now you've archived that entertainment volume. Now if we go back into our search tool, if you noticed earlier, I've been searching on platform spaces, which is our online storage the whole time. Well, all I have to do is enable search archive tapes, and in fact I'll do a search. You can do both, you can do one or the other. So I want to do a search for archive tapes where it's video type equals, I think I've got some sports stuff. So we're searching just for sports videos that have been archived. So since we're working off of the same database, whether it's online or archive storage, I'm actually able to find this video file, play it back, and what I'm playing back is just that low-res proxy. And as I can see here, I was tagged as the editor, and this is in fact a sports video. So I'm able to find that right video. It's going to tell me that that file is offline on tape. Now I just load up this LTO tape as it's named, right-click on that, and then I'm going to be able to restore that file instantly from, well, not instantly. It's going to take some time. LTO is not the fastest thing in the world. But I'm going to be able to find that file, make sure the metadata is right, make sure that's the file I'm looking for, and then bring that back to my online storage as needed. In addition to all of that, so we've looked at some shared storage aspects, some Avid integration, some Adobe integration. We've got a lot of other cool stuff built in. We've got a lot of everything from After Effects rendering, transcoding's built in. So, if you guys are bringing in a bunch of red footage and need to, transcode it to ProRes, you can actually do that directly on the platform. A lot of cool little functionalities on that. The last thing that I will touch on before I wrap this up, because I want to keep this brief, is we do also, since we've got a search engine that's very nice, we also have created the ability to save searches. So earlier I did a quick search for Premiere projects, but I can just right-click, go to my Premiere project saved search, and that's going to look over my entire system and show me, okay, I know I have 29 Premiere projects on this system right now. So if I want to narrow that down a little bit, I can go to any of these different volumes, and I can actually access those same saved searches by just right-clicking on that volume and then looking for Premiere projects just on Spot on News. And that's how we found that U.S. Miracle Team project earlier. So those saved searches are really useful, really powerful stuff. And again, doesn't matter if it's online storage or archived, it's all just one database. That's the big advantage of having that all rolled into one product. So that's the basic idea of platform. High performance shared storage, asset management, backup and archive, all built into a single product. Again, this is a really light overview, so if you want to dig into specific details, please reach out to me and we can set up a demo for yourself for the whole team. All right, thanks so much. Have a great day.